and Instagram profiles. First, what are the reasons to use Instagram? They have a lot of active users. There are over 800 million users, 300 million posts per day. That's a lot, and it's a lot of eyeballs. And if you're in business, you want a lot of people to see your stuff. There's more engagement. There tends to be more engagement on Instagram than there is on Facebook. And it is a great place for brands because you can control how your brand looks and what it says and how it's presented to the public. There's a high return on investment in ads. I use Instagram ads all the time, and they work really, really well because you're getting in front of so many people. When you look at the typical formula for Instagram success, it has to do with a clear vision and strategy and consistent posting. That's like one of the biggest things I would say to any client is that if you're going to get on Instagram, you've got to post. So use that along with a specific voice and have familiarity with your audience and use a clear brand. Here are a couple common goals for businesses on Instagram. You want to at least highlight one or two of them when you're going into making a Instagram post or Instagram profile. You want to showcase your products and build brand awareness primarily, but there's a couple other things that might make a difference for you, especially around advertising. If we take a look at the elements of a strong Instagram profile, if you were to look at the influencers you follow or the products that you follow, you might see elements of these. So first of all, it clearly states who you are and what you do. The description that you give in your profile is relevant to your business. Usually, the best companies are using a brand slogan or a tagline, like Nike might use "Just Do It." They might even have a hashtag with it and have a branded hashtag with hashtag "Just Do It." And I can't tell you how many companies just don't include a link in bio. It's rather silly, I think. You need to have a link to your website, so it's like, hey, I want to learn more. Where do I go? Well, oh, there's no link. Oh, gee, I guess I'm going to go on to the next company. So you've got to have a link in your bio. Then your profile picture should be good, right? It could be a logo, it could be a mugshot of you if you are the center of the company, but it could also be a word mark, which is basically a logo made out of words. When we take a look at successful ones here, I've got a couple. First is Nike. They tend to do that. They have the link in bio. They use their tagline. Eric Ripert is an interesting one. Eric is a chef at Le Bernardin in New York City, one of the most famous restaurants. He's a Michelin-starred cook, and he does a really good account. But his basis isn't actually in doing it correctly. It's just that he has good content. Like that link there goes to an odd spot. But anyway, and then we want to look at Gary Vee. Look how well he's got his highlights there underneath his profile. That's a really good way to do it. And he's got some emojis in there. It's attractive, right? So he's a good person to look at when you want to look at how to do a profile. When we look at content on Instagram, here's one from Nike, right? So they focus on ability, right? So they take people like this lady here who is clearly athletic and she has a prosthetic leg. I love how they focus on that for stories that are inspiring, right? And that includes with like Nicole Biles next to that and history with World Series. They're looking for experience posts, experience stories where you feel something out of it, right? So who can't watch a World Series picture and feel for those guys that are winning the World Series? That's what you're looking for in those contents. So just posting to post doesn't really work. You need to have some strategy behind it and be really clear about what the vision of your company is. With Eric, he looks at chef tourism. Um, this was the one on the left is the link that I was talking about. It goes to the Ritz-Carlton instead of his own site, and I wish he had his own site, but he's promoting the Cayman Cookout here that he started with Anthony Bourdain, rest his soul. In the middle there, he talks about the Michelin stars. He did a ticket on the wheel at his restaurant to tell his other chefs that they got the Michelin stars, and it was a good post. And then he shows fresh food and stuff that he does, and it's really great. He does a good job, but I think he could do even better. And with Gary, Gary's it's fine tuned, right? So he has this affected look sometimes where he says, I love negative comments. It's something that's supposed to splash in your face and you go, oh, wow, what is he saying there? That doesn't make sense. It's uh, contraindicative, right? So it's something that you kind of go, whoa, what is he saying? And you can see it in his sarcasm. And he does this thing where it's like, you don't know me, you know, and if you only listen to me, what I'm saying, you'd know a lot more. So it's an interesting approach. It won't work for everybody. It kind of works with his New York, New Jersey kind of approach. But Gary has a special way of doing content strategy. So content themes are usually based on company values. BTS stuff, behind the scenes, can work really well, especially if you're a musician or something. But even in companies, it could be fun for people to look and see how you do the work you do behind the scenes. You obviously don't want to give away secrets, but it is a good way to do it. Some companies can do user generated content, but typically you're going to do product demos. You're going to show your product in action. You want to show different ways in which people can use it. And I would also look at customer stories and getting to know your team as good ways in which to do stories and posts on Instagram. The keys to cohesive content is the last part for today. Basically, I think it's super important to have a style guide for Instagram and for just about all your work, right? Keep a branded look and feel to your company. You might notice that the top influencers always have a certain look. They may always have their logo on their pictures. They may always be wearing a certain thing. The colors might be really similar on their profiles and in their posts, and the fonts are always the same. The captions are similar in a voice that works. Their hashtags are strategic. So these are the kind of things that we'd want to do if we were going to get it together and do a good Instagram profile. All right. So that's the module on Instagram. Thank you.